Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are or whatever time you're watching this video. I pray that you're all doing good and you have gotten your 5 basic needs met this day or on your way to get your needs met. Hi. Big Sister here again with another video. Today we're going to talk about, of course, we had an update on my sister, and we're going to talk about some safety tips for solo hiking. So let's get this party started, right? So, update on my sister. This weekend, we went to see MJ the musical. Now, I told you before that my sister loves Michael Jackson, and the show was phenomenal. The lighting, the music, the dancing, the costumes, the acting was really superb, and I really enjoyed it, and I believe that she enjoyed it too. We went super early so I could make sure that we could navigate the parking deck and the stairs and all that, and get in our seats before people started coming, and we have to do a lot of moving. So it was a great weekend. I thank you guys for hanging in there with us. Continue to pray with us. She has a couple appointments this week. She has some labs, and she has surgery to get the other cataract taken out of her eye, and then we got some other things going on. But we're on the upswing. Thank you again for hanging in there with us. Now, we're going to talk about some safety tips for solo hiking. A lot of people, some people enjoy hiking in a group, and some people prefer to hike solo. So, whichever you prefer, just go for it. There's safety in numbers. So, that's a thing to think about. However, some people like to solo hike because, of the peace and the quiet, or they just don't have people around them that like to hike. So they have to go solo. So let's get into these tips. These tips are not gender specific, and they're for informational purposes only. So, like I've always said, I am not an expert. I am just someone just sharing some information with you to help you on your hiking journey. Number one, always be prepared for the worst case scenario. Just think before you leave, what's the worst that can happen? And be prepared for that. Take what you need and leave what you don't need at the house. Number two, do research on the area that you're going to be hiking. Look at the trail maps. Look at the terrain. Look at the area. Look up the crime statistics in that area. Be sure to download the map the map of the area that you're going to be going into. Download it on your phone and check it on airplane mode before you leave to go on your hike to make sure that it's going to work. You don't want to get out there on the trail and lose a signal and don't have your paper map with you, and then find out that the map didn't download. So always check that first. Number two, that's research on your area. Number three, check the current weather conditions. The current weather conditions for the area that you're going to be hiking. If you say, for instance, you're going to a place like Chimney Rock, Grandfather Mountain, or the Great Smoky Mountains, then well, maybe you don't know, but the weather can be cool and calm at the bottom of the trailhead. You get up to the top of that mountain, the wind is blowing, it's snowing, and things like that. So always check the weather conditions and be prepared for what may come. Number four is always let someone know where you're heading. Someone that's not going on the hiking trip with you, let them know where you're going, what trail you're taking, and your estimated return time. Now, and also let them know what time to react if you haven't returned by that certain time. Leave your emergency information, leave some emergency information, personal in your vehicle. So in case you get lost or you're not back when your estimated time to be back, someone can get in your car and can find out where you are. So number four is to let someone know where you're going. I know that you're grown and you don't feel like you need to do that, but it's always a good idea for someone that's not going with you to know that where you're going. If you're on the trail and you're hiking solo, and someone asks you, where are you going, where are you heading, it's best not to let too many people know that's on the trail where you're going. You don't want to tell uh, Creepy Joe that I'm going up to uh, backpacking, camping at site XYZ, and then Creepy Joe come pay you a visit at backpacking site XYZ in the middle of the night. So just be cautious. Always be aware. Number five, not five, but five. Always be aware of your surroundings. It's very important to be able to uh, look at people and get a visual description of them. You want to be able to notice what they have on, what they look like. One thing that I do when I encounter people on the trail is I make a mental note of what they look like, and then I try to uh, relate their physical with someone that I already know or someone that I've seen on television. And it just helps me to remember what that person looked like in case, they're lost or something happens and I'm able to describe them. So I see somebody on the trail and I walk past them. I done look them up from head to toe. I can describe what kind of hat they got on, what kind of shirt, what color backpack, what color pants. I can 99% of the time I can kind of tell when they're carrying or not. And then I'll say, oh, that guy looks like Kevin Costner, or something like that in my dreams, right? But, I kind of make a mental note of what people look like on the trail so I can, if I have to relay that information to someone else, then I'm able to do that. And it's a good idea to not to wear two earbuds when you're hiking. You want to be able to hear animals, trees falling, people running up behind you, other hikers coming different directions, things like that. So I know that when we're listening to our music, we want to hear all the sounds. But when you're on a hiking trail, and one of the reasons why you're hiking is to enjoy the sights and sounds of the trail. So it's a good idea either not to wear earbuds at all or just have one so you can hear what's going on around you. Because you want to be able to you want to stay safe. And so one of the safety tips that I have is to only not to wear earbuds at all or to only wear one so you can hear. Number six is to consider carrying a personal protection tool. Now, a self protection tool can be mace, pepper spray, a knife. You can use your trekking poles, or it can be a firearm. But one thing that's important is to be able to use these things if you have them with you. So you want to practice with these items before you leave home. Whatever you decide to take with you, make sure you know how to use it. If you're carrying a knife, you don't want to practice stabbing somebody, but you want to be able to use it. You want to practice opening it and closing it, using it, holding it, handling it, as well as pepper spray or mace. You want to make sure that you know how to use it before you take it. Know how to open it. Some people think it screws off or whatever, but make sure you know how to use these things, as well as a firearm. If you're going to take a firearm with you, make sure that first of all it's registered and it's legal to use, and also make sure that you have been to some place where you can practice using it. Whether it be an outside range, someone's backyard that's not in the city limits, or another type of range. It could be an inside range, but make sure you know how to use your self-protection tools before you take them on a hike with you. And always, it's your responsibility to know the rules and regulations of the area that you're going into before you use these tools, and know that whatever tool that you decide to use on person or animal, that you know the consequences behind using those tools. So number 7, carry a first aid kit and be able to use everything that's in it. Know what's in your first aid kit and know how to use it. Number 8 is carrying the 10 essentials of hiking. I've listed the 10 essentials of hiking in another video, so if you want to know what those are, you can feel free to watch that video. So make sure you have those things with you. And number 9 is to dress accordingly. Now we know that, if it's warm, women especially have a tendency just to wear tank tops and leggings and things like that sometimes on a hiking trail. That's not my preference, but we know that if we dress scantily, that it gives no person or animal reason to bother us. However, you want to dress for the weather, you want to dress for the trail, you want to dress for the terrain. So you need to once you research that area and see whether it's thick, if the trails are wide or thin. So you want to dress accordingly to the area that you're going to be hiking, and the weather and things like that. Dress for the conditions and dress for safety. So let's recap. Number 1, always be prepared for the worst case scenario. Number 2, do your research on the area. Number 3, check your weather conditions of the area that you're going. Number 4, always let someone know where you're going. Number 5, be aware of your surroundings. Number 6, consider carrying a self-protection tool. Number 7, carry a first aid kit. Number 8, carry a first aid kit. Number 8, carry the 10 essentials with you. And number 9, dress accordingly to the trail and the area that you're going. So that's all that I have. I hope that you've enjoyed this video. You guys continue to be blessed. Continue to be a blessing, and always be kind. Make it a great day.